Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jennaize podcast, and today we are going to be doing the 36 questions that lead to love. I've also heard it being called before the 36 questions to fall in love, so that lead to love or to fall in love. And I heard of these a while ago and I recently did them with my husband, but I thought that having them and doing them as a podcast episode would be really cool as well. Some of the questions you do with a partner, so we're just going to skip over the partner questions, but I will answer the ones you can just answer, by yourself. So these questions are from a study done by the psychologist Arthur Aaron, and then it says and others, so I guess not just Arthur Aaron, however you say it. But yeah, there are 36. We're going to answer most of them, and also I have an ASMR podcast. If you like ASMR, if you would rather watch the video in ASMR, we're just going to be doing the same exact thing except in ASMR. So you can go over there if you would like to watch that one. But we will get started. I guess there's 3 sets of questions. So 1 through 12 is set 1, 13 through 24 is set 2, and then 25 through 36 is set 3. I don't know what makes the sets different, but we're just gonna go in order. So number 1 is, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? And while we're doing these, I'm gonna have to think about it because I did these with my husband a while ago, so I don't really remember my answers and I don't really remember the questions. So all of this is going to be on the spot, and I'm recording this one before the ASMR one. So in the ASMR one, I'll know my answers and it'll be maybe a lot faster. But let's see. Number 1, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? If I had to pick someone that I know, I would pick my husband always. But if it had to be like someone I don't know, like a famous person, I don't really know. I guess in the past I would have had a lot of people that I would pick, but now recently I feel like a lot of celebrities are just like bad people. Not to get deep, but I've seen a lot of videos lately telling you to de-center celebrities and don't idolize celebrities, which I haven't been doing for a while. But if I had to pick a celebrity, who is a good one, or just any famous person? Who have I been liking recently? I would pick Froggy Crossing. Froggy Crossing is my favorite YouTuber and I really like her a lot. So I would pick Froggy Crossing if I had to pick someone famous that I don't know in real life. But if I pick someone in real life, I would pick my husband. Number 2, would you like to be famous and in what way? You guys, I would like to be famous. I really want to be famous a lot. My dream has always been to be a singer ever since I was little, but then in high school, in middle school, I started wanting to do theater, and then I wanted to be on Broadway. So the dream is Broadway. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be on. I would like to be on Broadway. I would like to be on off-Broadway. I would like to be on a national tour. I would rather do Broadway though than a tour, because then you're going all over the place and don't have a specific home for a while when you're on tour with a production. So yeah, the number 1 goal is Broadway. I would also like to do TV shows and movies as well. I think I said this in my first podcast, the Get to Know Me podcast, but if you haven't watched that one, if you didn't know, I am a theater major, or I graduated in 2022. So my full major is theater and interpretation, a BFA, So a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater and Interpretation with an acting/directing concentration. So I was a theater major and acting major, so I'm a professional actor. So yeah, I just would want to be on Broadway the most. But I would also like to be in TV shows and movies. That would be cool. And then, you know, I stream on Twitch every day. Being a Twitch streamer, being a famous Twitch streamer would be cool too. And on YouTube, my podcast made me famous. This is only the second episode, but that would be cool. I have an ASMR channel, a regular channel, long play channel. So if any of those made me famous, that would be nice too. So like an influencer, I guess you could say, a YouTuber, I would like that. So yes, I do want to be famous. It's been my dream for forever to be famous in any way. Number 3, before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you are going to say and why? I do rehearse what I'm going to say. I do it because I don't want to mess up on the phone. I'm scared. I need to know what I'm going to say. I do it like before I'm about to order food somewhere too. And if I'm with my husband, I make him practice if he's going to like order for like the both of us, you know, like at a drive-through. I'm like, practice right now before we get up there, before we get up to the speaker. Practice what you're gonna say. How are you gonna say it? Because I need to know what he's gonna say. I need to know like what to say first before I say it out loud to the person. So I do before a telephone call, before going up in the drive-through. I gotta practice, you know, like what I want and what I'm gonna say, because I don't want to mess up. So yeah. Number 4, what would constitute a perfect day for you? I guess this really depends on the scenario, like right now or in the future. I guess right now it would just be a day, like a date day with my husband, of doing a lot of fun things and playing games and getting good food. But if it was like in the future, like it would still be with my husband and doing fun things with, like, if I was famous, then like, and then going and doing a show at the end of the day. Not at the end of the day, but you know what I mean, at the end of the night when shows usually start. Or if there's a matinee, I guess they do matinees too. Only on some days, but usually the shows are like 6, 7, 8 at night. So in the future, it would be performing as well, but mostly just hanging out with my husband because I love him very much and he's my favorite person to hang out with. Number 5, when did you last sing to yourself and someone else? When did you last sing to yourself to someone else? So today for both, I was singing earlier at my desk while I was doing work, and then when my husband comes in, I'm singing to him, just like silly songs. We're watching Boruto right now, Naruto Next Generations. So we're, I don't know, like maybe in the 20s episodes, and there's, I don't know the words because it's in Japanese. But one of the openers, or was it the closer? It might be the closer. I don't know, the opener or the closer of the show. It goes like da-da, 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 da. And then, but that sounds like, and every night I lie awake, from The Greatest Showman. So it sounds like exactly like that. Like the tune, like it's not the same words, you know, but like the tune is that. And then my husband says there's also another song from One Piece, either opener or closer, and it has that same tune too. So I guess that's a good tune. But yeah, I've been singing that today, the Greatest Showman song. I don't know the word, well, it's in Japanese, so I wouldn't know the words. I guess I would know the tune of it, but I've been singing that because of Boruto, so that's funny. And then I sang it to him when he came in here. So today for both of those. Number 6, if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? I would definitely say the mind. I think that's a lot better, because like, you know, when you get older you can get like dementia and things like that. Like, I would rather have a good mind and be, what's the right word, like not oriented, I think something like that, like you are aware of your surroundings. I think being aware of your surrounding, it's like oriented, it's something like that. Just always being able to be fully alert and not like have any, I don't know what other things are besides like dementia, Alzheimer's. I don't really know what that is actually. I think it's similar. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me. I mean, everybody probably knows what it is, but I don't know what it is. But I think it's like something like that. So it's okay if you don't have the same body. I know it's harder to move around when you're older, but I think it would definitely be a lot better to have the mind of a 30-year-old than the body. I think that one is more important, I would say. Number 7, do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? No, I do not. And I do not want to. I don't want to know the answer to that at all. And hopefully it's not soon. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, that it's not soon. So yeah, even if I did, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want to know, I think. Number 8, name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. So this one is a partner one. We're not able to do it. But I guess I could try with you. What do we have in common? We like talking. We like watching, listening to YouTube videos or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever you're watching on. We like to do that. And we like to learn new things about people. There we go. Oh my gosh, me and you. We have so much in common. Number 9, for what in life do you feel most grateful? I definitely feel most grateful for my husband. He's the one who's gotten me through everything that I've gotten through recently. And I really appreciate him, and I'm thankful for him a lot. Besides that, I guess I would say my health, because I am now in remission. So I'm very thankful and grateful for that, because it was pretty scary, but now I'm all good, and I will be forever. Cross my fingers, knock on wood, I will be forever. So I am grateful for that too. I clicked too far down. Okay, let's scroll back up. 11, take 4, wait, no, we were on 9. Wait, we are on 10 now. Okay, if you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? At first, I was gonna say where I lived, because I'm from Michigan, but then if I wasn't from Michigan, I wouldn't have met my husband, because we both went to Central Michigan University. That's where I met him. So I never would have met him if I didn't live in Michigan. If I didn't grow up in Michigan, I never would have went to school somewhere in Michigan. Definitely not Central Michigan University. So at first I was gonna say that, like, I would rather grow up somewhere where you have opportunities, like New York or California, places like that. But then I wouldn't have met my husband. But if I was still able to meet my husband with those things, then I would say that, because I have a lot more opportunities that way. But if I had to pick something else, I would pick being poor. If I could change anything about how I was raised, I would rather be raised by rich people, by people who have some money, not by poor people, because life is hard when you're poor. So I would change that. I would like to be rich, okay? Number 11. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. Okay, we'll start here. I'm looking at the time and I'm yawning, even though I'm not tired, but I have heard before from my band teacher that yawning just means your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never looked it up, but I've repeated that my whole life and I heard it in middle school. I don't know if that's true, but I'm not tired. So, okay, we're at 16 now and we'll go to 20. Okay, so my life story. So I was born on December 15th, 1999, and yeah, I was a little kid for a while. And then when did I like gain consciousness? I don't know. In like kindergarten. So then I didn't really do, anything in elementary school, I guess. In preschool, I took ballet. And then in 5th grade, I was in the ecology club. In 6th grade, that's middle school now, then I was in choir and band. So I played the clarinet in band all 3 years of middle school, and I was in choir all 3 years of middle school. And so I played the clarinet, and I was in jazz band too in middle school. And what else was I gonna say about middle school? Oh, I was in track and I was in cross country in middle school. And my 8th grade year, I was cross country captain. Well, there were a few. There was like 4. I was one of them. And in 8th grade too, I was in winter guard. And then in high school, all 4 years, I was in band too. I was in concert band. Still playing clarinet, and I was in marching band. In marching band, I marched color guard. And then I was in choir all 4 years too, and in drama club. So my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I was in the top choir, which was select ensemble. Then junior and senior year, I was also in show choir, which was the dancey choir. And then freshman year, you have to start out in freshman band, but then sophomore, junior, senior, I was in the top band, Wind Symphony, with my clarinet. Did I say winter guard? I did winter guard. And then yeah, I marched color guard, and I could spin flag, rifle, and saber. And I was in the plays and musical stuff. And there was a acting class. It was like a block of classes that you go to a different building for in the middle of the day. And I would have been able to take it if my school didn't take down their thing from seven classes a day to 6 classes a day. And then I had no room on my schedule. And they made me take, if they would have let me like not take like English or math or something, like, because what I want to do is performing. I was a theater major. Like, what I'm gonna do after school is theater. Like, if they would have just let me not take it, like, I don't remember anything that I learned in school, like in math and science and English, like in high school. Like, I don't remember any of it. So they should have just let me take it. So you have to like audition for that and stuff, and I got in, but then I couldn't put it in my schedule, so that sucked. After high school, I took a year off and I moved to New York, and then I came back, and then I went to Central Michigan University, where I met my husband, and I was in marching band there, and I marched color guard, and I was in the band, concert band, and I played my clarinet in that, and I was also in choir. And you know, I was a theater major, so I was in the plays. Okay, we're at 20 minutes, but we'll wrap it up. Okay. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I took a year off. So then instead of doing 4 years of college, I graduated in 3 years because I was like, I took a year off, but I still want to graduate at the same time that I would have. Like, I don't want to be behind. So I pushed everything into 3 years. And I graduated in 3 years instead of 4 because I'm so good. And now I've just been with my husband since then, since graduation. I've got married, went on a honeymoon, got cancer, and now we're all good now. So hopefully my life picks up from here and I can get all my dreams come true. So yeah, that's my life story. And now it's been 5 minutes, but that's okay. We took 1 more minute, it's okay. Then number 12, if you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? I would say singing. You know, I'm like an okay singer, but I want to be a great singer. You know, I was only a theater major. I wasn't a musical theater major, but what I wanted to be a musical theater major. And I would rather be in musicals than plays. So I really wish I was a stronger singer. So I would definitely say that. I would definitely say singing. And then if I had to pick another one, I would pick dancing. Because I'm like an okay dancer. But I would like to be better too. So then these things would help me. It would help me grow in my field that I have. So yeah. Now, number 13. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? I would want to know if I guess if I achieve my dreams, if I get on Broadway or not, if I get famous, I would like to know that. And then I hope I do. I hope it says yes. Number 14, is there something you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it? Yes, being famous and being on Broadway. I've dreamed of that for a long time. Why haven't I done it? Well, I tried to, you know, as I said, when I took the year off, I moved to New York, but you know, I didn't have a degree, so it was kind of harder, I guess. I know some people can do it, but it was harder, you know, because you have, you know, training in high school, but not like professional training, you know, like in college. So I tried to, but then I went to school. I haven't done it now because we moved over here for my husband's job, and then we were gonna move eventually, but then I got cancer. But now it's gone, so hopefully we'll be able to move soon and go back over there so I can start doing things. But also that costs a lot of money to move, and we have a lot of things to pay, like our student loans and all of my medical bills. He just sneezed out there. I feel like I jumped a little. I'm sorry if I did. I felt it. It felt like I did. I got a little scared because I've been talking for 23 minutes. I forgot he was out there. So yeah, it's just been hard, so that's why I haven't done it, but hopefully I can do it in the future and I can move, but that costs money, so we'll see. Number 15, what is the greatest accomplishment of your life? I talk about my husband a lot, but marrying my husband. But if I had to pick another one, I would say, I was gonna mention this in my life story part, but I had perfect attendance from first grade to my senior year of high school. I have all of the perfect attendance certificates to prove it. I was not sick at all, really, ever. So that isn't that kind of weird that I wasn't sick at all for 24 years and then I get cancer? How does that make sense? I'm not sick at all, ever. It really doesn't make sense. So yeah, I went to school every single day from first grade all the way to senior year. I was never sick at all. So that's my greatest accomplishment. And I have all of these certificates and everything. I had it in a nice little book to show at my graduation party too. Like, people were really impressed. And I think that is a great accomplishment. Even when I didn't want to go to school, I still went. You know, I was never sick. So I had to go anyway. But even if I didn't want to, I feel like my parents would have let me because I like went to school every single day. I was never bad ever. But I didn't. I needed that. Once I got the first certificate, I was like, I need to keep this like forever. Like, and if I was like about to be late for school, I would like literally like start crying, and then I would run down the halls like to my class. Like, I could not be late. And I wasn't because I ran. If I was ever gonna be late, I ran there. And I was never gonna be late because of me. My parents would drive me to school, and it would be their fault, you know? But I was never actually late. Just like almost like 1 minute to the bell, you know? But I made it in time. I always did. So that is the greatest accomplishment of my life. Number 16, what do you value most in a friendship? I guess what I value most is someone just being nice and being there for you. I don't want anyone mean. I feel like, and a lot of people like make like jokes that are like mean, even if they're not trying to be mean. Just if someone like makes jokes a lot, then I don't know, like, if they don't mean to be mean, I don't know. I think if you know what I'm saying, you know. But I just want someone who's nice, doesn't make mean jokes towards you, and will always be there for you whenever you need it. Especially during your trying times. Like, if you got cancer, they would be there for you. That would be nice. That would have been nice. Anyway, 17. What is your most treasured memory? My most treasured memory is marrying my husband. Talking about him a lot, but we got married on October 27th, 2023. So it's almost our 2-year wedding anniversary. We got married on our 3-year anniversary. So we started dating on October 27th, 2020. Now it's about to be 5 years all together, but 2 years married, and that's half a decade. That's a long time. If I had to pick another memory that doesn't include my husband, I would say graduating. I guess graduating from high school and from college. I guess college more, because that one's bigger, especially in 3 years. So yeah, that's what I would say. Number 18, what is your most terrible memory? My most terrible memory is definitely when I found out that I had cancer. I found out on the phone, talking to the doctor on the phone. He called me up after they looked at my tests and my results, after they went through and tested everything that they did, all my blood and things, whatever they did when I was there. He called me up. He said, "You got lymphoma." I said, "What even is that? What are you talking about?" I didn't know what it was. He said, "That's blood cancer. That's blood cancer, girl." I said, "What the flip?" Yeah, so that's my most terrible memory. Not very good. But that was almost a year ago now. I'm all good now, and it hasn't even been a year, so we're all good. It'll be a year next month, but I probably had it before then because I went to the doctor when I found out. It was in November, but all I had was a cough, right? And I started coughing in like April, and then I had a cough for that long until I found out I had it in November. So I probably had it for a longer time than before that. So it has been over a year, but since I found out, it has not been over a year. So we're all good now, and it hasn't been a year. So I'm glad that it didn't take up a year of my life, but it almost took up a year. So yeah, that was my worst memory, especially it was on the phone. And then they said, you gotta come into the hospital tomorrow to start your chemo and everything. I said, tomorrow? Don't you know I'm busy? I'm busy. I have things to do. Like, I don't have time for this. Like, I don't have time to be sick. And it sucked. I was like, are you sure you're gonna come tomorrow? Like, I have things to do. But then I had to go the next day, so what are you gonna do? But we're all good now. So yeah, that's my terrible memory. Find out one day, gotta go in the next day and get ready, gotta go do chemo. I'm like, dang, this is moving so fast. I just learned that I had it. Like, now I gotta go to the hospital and stay there. I had to stay there for 2 weeks the first time. That's a long time. Didn't see the outside world for 2 weeks. It kind of sucked. But we're all good now. Okay. Number 19. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are now living? Why? Yes, I would change. I would change everything. I want to do my bucket list in 1 year, and then I would probably get a credit card and rack up credit card debt because I'm gonna die. So what's gonna happen anyway? I'm not gonna pay it off. I'm about to die. Like, might as well buy everything I want, go everywhere that I want to. That's what I would do. I wouldn't work anymore. I would do everything that I wanted to do, go visit every place that I wanted to visit, and it would all be on a credit card because I'm gonna die anyway, so why not just do it? I'm not gonna be around to have to pay it. So that's what I would do. Number 20, what does friendship mean to you? Friendship means to me someone who is always there for you and someone who cares about you unconditionally and who loves you in a platonic way unconditionally and will be there for you. Be a positive person in your life. That's what it means to me. Number 21. What roles do love and affection play in your life? It plays a big part in my life because I am married again. So I am in love and I get lots of affection every day. So it plays a big part because I'm married. Yeah. If I wasn't married, I guess I don't know what the answer would be if I wasn't married. Like, how do you answer this? Maybe it could be platonic love, like your friends, or about your family. I guess I love my family. Other than that, I don't know. But it plays a big part because I'm married, so yeah. Number 22, alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic about your partner. Share a total of 5 items. Okay, you can tell me yours. Okay, thank you. Oh, here, let me say some nice things about you. What I know about you from this video. You are a good listener. You are very nice. You are very kind. You are very caring. You are very considerate. There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Number 23, how close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? I think my immediate family I'm close with. I think the person that I'm close with the most is my brother. I have two brothers. One is older, one is younger. I'm close with my younger brother, but besides that, I'm not really that close with my family. I really only talk to my one brother and then my mom and my dad, but I really only want to talk to my brother mostly. My childhood was not happier than most people's because my parents, they're still together, but they should be divorced, if you know what I mean. They are not good for each other and they fight every single day. So it was not happier than most people's. And well, I guess they're nice to me and my brother, but they're not nice to each other. So I guess we're like kind of close and warm, but also far apart and cold. I guess it's a mix of both of them. But other than that, I don't really talk to most of my family, and I don't want to because everyone was not there for me when I had cancer, and that's when you should be there for someone the most because you can die from cancer. So if no one's gonna be there for me, then when would they ever be there for me? Like, that's the thing, that you would be there for someone the most, right? Right. So I don't want to talk to anybody else in my family because besides my immediate family, everybody else wasn't there, and they didn't seem like they didn't really care. Even if they did, they didn't act like it. So immediate family, I guess it's okay, kind of close. I'm mostly just close with my younger brother. But yeah, no to the happier question. Number 24, how do you feel about your relationship with your mother? It would be better if she got a divorce because both my parents are crazy, but I think mostly it's my father, and my mother would be less crazy if she was not married to my father. So, but I guess I have a better relationship with my mother than my father, but still I would have a better relationship with them both if they were divorced and separated, and if they didn't act the way that they did. But it's okay right now because they were there for me when I had cancer, and they like get us lots of things. Like, they come up here like once a month, and they've been buying us groceries and stuff, so that's nice. But besides that, I don't know. They should just get divorced. That's what I say. It would be better. Anyway, number 25. Make 3 true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling... Okay, I'll try to do it with you. We are both in this room feeling heard. We are both in this room feeling chill. We are both in this room feeling cozy. We're just having a cozy little chat right now. There we go. Number 26, complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share. I wish I had someone with whom I could share I guess my love of theater with. My husband will watch, theater shows and musicals and plays and movies with me, but I wish he liked them as much as I did. My younger brother does like them, but again, I don't think as much as I do, and I would like someone to, I would like a friend that I could like hang out with and we just like sing like show tunes together, and like, you know, like things that are like duets we could sing back and forth together. That would be nice. That would be nice. 27. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. If I was going to be a close friend with you, I would like you to know that I am vegan. So when we go out to eat, let's only go to vegan restaurants, and I want you to try them because they are really good. Okay? Okay. Number 28, tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met. I like that you are very open to listening. That's very nice of you. Number 29, share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. An embarrassing moment. What has been embarrassing? I just had a throat bubble. I'm sorry if you heard that. That would be an embarrassing moment. There you go. Just embarrassing just now. My little throat bubble. Maybe there's been a lot of embarrassing moments. Oh, one time during a choir concert, you know, my choir teacher would always tell us not to lock our knees. So like if you're standing up straight and you're locking your knees, like your knees are pushed back instead of like having a little bend in your knee, you could like pass out, especially if you're on a hot stage with bright lights coming down on you. So I was in the back row, so like it was okay. Like I was in the front row and everybody in the audience saw me fall down. I was in the back row and I didn't like fully like I fell forward, not backward. If I would have fell backward, I would have fell off, because our risers in choir didn't have a back on them, which is kind of dangerous now that I'm thinking about it for situations like this. But a good thing I fell forward. I fell like onto the girl in front of me, so I kind of like passed out for like 1 second because I locked my knees, so I passed out and I fell on this girl and she like held me up, and the girl next to her held me up, and then I was just sitting down like on the riser. So there's 3 rows, so 2 rows are in front of me, so the people in the audience like didn't see me really. My parents, like, I guess they were watching me the whole time, but they didn't really see me fall, I guess. I don't know, I didn't see a replay of it, but it was embarrassing to me. I guess some people might have saw it in the audience, but if they were like looking at a different part of the stage, they maybe wouldn't have seen it, because it was like really quick, just down, and then I sat down, and then the girl that was in front of me, she like held my hand when I was sitting on the ground, so that was really nice of her. But it was embarrassing because I fell on her and then kind of fell on the person next to her. And then I sat down and I didn't really understand what happened, because I never passed out before. And that's the only time I ever passed out, and it was only for literally like 1 second. Like, well, maybe it was more, but it felt like 1 second to me. Maybe it was like 5 seconds, because I fell and then I was like kind of like not on the ground but on the riser, you know, and then I sat down because I fell. But I remember it being like really hot though, so I felt like I was sick. Like I felt like I was gonna throw up, but the concert was almost over. There was like 1 song left, and I was like, I can just make it. But I guess it being so hot, and then I guess I was locking my knees too. But yeah, it was mostly embarrassing for the people in front of me. But she was nice about it, because then I was sitting down. Like she probably felt really bad. She was holding my hand, you know, while she was standing up singing She was holding my hand when I was sitting down, so that was nice of her. So I guess not that embarrassing because she felt bad. I guess she didn't really care that I just fell on her, but that was embarrassing. Number 30, when did you last cry in front of another person and by yourself? For both of them, if I start crying, then I like go out to my husband and have him help me. So they're usually both like at the same time because I'm like by myself, and then I go see him and then I'm like, help me. Maybe like a week or two ago. So I was just sad that I felt like nobody cared when I had cancer, and nobody cares now that I don't have it, because only a few people texted me. It's really only like 4 people texted me like congrats on beating it, so that's kind of messed up. So yeah, I feel sad about that. Anyway, 31, tell your partner something that you like about them already. I like how you are going to like this video right now if you're on YouTube. I don't know, I don't really know Spotify and Apple Podcasts that much. Can you like the podcast on that? If you can, do it. I really like how you're about to like the podcast video right now. That's so nice of you. Anyway, 32. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? Now I would say cancer, now that I've had it. Don't joke about cancer to me. Yeah. 33. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone, and why haven't you told them yet? I guess there's nothing I really need to say to anyone in particular. I don't regret not saying anything to anybody. I don't have anything that I need to tell someone right now. Nothing's weighing on me. Nothing's weighing on my heart. I guess I would be sad that I wouldn't like get to tell my husband I love you like one more time before it happened. So I would say that. I'd say, I love you. I'm gonna miss you. I would say that. And why haven't I told him yet? I tell him I love him every day. So I have told him. But I would want to tell him again before it happens, so he knows for sure. Obviously he knows for sure right now, but our last time thing, I would want to say it to him one last time. So yeah. Number 34, your house containing everything you own catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be and why? I remember this one from when me and my husband when we talked about these questions, and one of the things, the thing that we said, it only says one, but we have a few. So I make scrapbooks, and I've made them every year since we've started dating. So we have 4 right now. We're about to have 5 because it's about to be our 5-year anniversary. But I made a scrapbook of all our pictures and everything that we've done, and like all the things that we've collected in our relationship for like that year, and I've done it every year. So we said we would want to save those books because it has all of our memories in it. But if I had to pick one, I guess it would be the year from 2023 to 2024, so our 3rd year together, because that has all our wedding pictures and all our honeymoon pictures. So if I had to pick one, I would pick that book, but if I was able to, I would take all of the books. Besides that, I would take my Switch because that has all of my stuff on it, all my games, especially like my Animal Crossing Island and all my progress and all my Splatoon progress. I would not want to lose that. So, but obviously the memories and the books with my husband first. But if I had to pick something else, I would pick that. 35. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing and why? Number one, I mean, my husband. Obviously, he's my family now that he's my husband. So if I had to pick, if I was gonna pick him, he counts as my family, so I would pick him. But if I had to pick someone like in my actual family, he is my actual family now, you know what I mean. But actual family, blood family, I would pick my brother, my younger brother. For the why, for my husband, obviously he's my husband and I never want him to die ever, and I'm really scared about the future when we're really old and something happens. I don't want to even think about that. I wouldn't even live. I wouldn't even be able to live if something happened to him, because I love him so much. And then I guess like this question, like why, because they're dead, like that's sad, but I guess it's who you're like closest with. So in my immediate family, I'm most closest with my younger brother, so I would find it most disturbing because I love him and I don't want him to die, obviously, but also he's younger than me, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't want him to go before me, obviously, because he's younger, so yeah, that would be sad. Number 36, share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it, or they. Also, ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. So I guess I can't really talk to you, but I guess a personal problem you could help me with, you could comment. If you're on YouTube, I don't know. I think they do comments on Spotify though. I don't know about Apple Podcasts though. Let me know. A personal problem is that I am free from cancer now, but I'm also still sad because it just feels like nobody cares, and to know only like 4 people texted me to say congrats, you know, like out of my whole family, out of my husband's whole family, so all my in-laws, and one of the 4 people was my little brother's friend, who I like don't even talk to, which was very nice. If he's watching this, thank you. Like he's not watching this, but if he was, thank you. Like, but that it's not weird, obviously it's not weird, but it's just so weird to me how this person that I don't even talk to, it's my little brother's friend, is messaging me to say congrats, and he sent me a whole really nice message. One of my brother's friends is sending that to me, but like people in my own family and my husband's family aren't. Like, what the flip? That's kind of messed up, right? So that's my problem, and I'm just feeling like no one cares. So, but I guess if you would comment and you would say, well, they do care, I would still not believe it though, because they don't. Because if they cared about me, they would say it, they would do something, they would have did something when I had it. But now that I don't have it, the least they could say is congrats, I'm so happy for you, I'm so happy you didn't literally die. Like I could literally, you couldn't die from cancer. Like that is crazy, and some people don't care. And I've never done anything to these people ever in my whole life. I've been a perfect angel my whole life, and you know, in real life, like around these people, I feel like I'm pretty shy, I'm pretty quiet. So yeah, I've really never done anything to anybody ever in my whole life, but people are just mean to me for no reason, or it's like they don't care, they're not, or at least they're not showing it. So that's my problem, and I'm really sad about it. But I guess I just don't care. I'm just gonna forget about it, forget about them, live my life, you know. So yeah, kind of sad about that, but I don't want to be sad anymore, so we're just not gonna be sad. So that was the 36 questions that lead to love, or the 36 questions to fall in love. I've seen this online a lot, and I guess people started hearing about it from the New York Times, because people would call it the New York Times 36 questions that lead to love. I would hear that, even though the New York Times isn't who wrote it. It's this Arth and Aaron and others. I wish the others were named so we could shout them out too. But yeah, let me I was reading them on Reddit, because you shouldn't support the New York Times anyway. Apparently they're bad. They have done bad things. Like, they're not good to their workers. So, but if you click on the link to these questions on the New York Times, you have to pay for it. You have to be a subscriber to the New York Times, and you have to pay. There's an offer right now, $1 a week for your first year, but it's usually $25. Billed as $4 every 4 weeks, then $25 thereafter. Yeah, that's a long time just to read things, especially from a place that is not good. You shouldn't support them. Or like, now they have the games, but now you have to pay for one of them, like the mini crossword or something, like how they have Wordle and the connections. I used to play those until I heard about them like making one of them paid, like I think it's the mini crossword. I don't know for sure, the crossword or something like that. You have to pay for it to do it now. Like, okay, they just want a lot of money, and that's not right. And then they're like not good to their workers. So someone wrote them on Reddit, so that's where I was reading it from. It's r/dating advice. Gicky Revace posted them 5 years ago. They said, I was just reading about these questions in the New York Times. Oh, he got them from it. So thanks for sharing them. Thanks for bootlegging the questions. It's on a lot of other sites too, but this was the easiest for me to just go to. And then I said, and I wondered what thoughts people had on them. To me, they look very interesting, and they look like they could lead to some very deep and enjoyable conversations. Is there the potential for some of these to be used very early on in dating? Would you recommend any of these for a first date? So my answer 5 years ago to this person, I think you can use these very early on in dating, and I would use all of these on a first date. I mean, if you're going on a first date, you're like trying to get to know someone, I feel like you should be able to talk about anything. Like, if you want to date someone, and then if you're like gonna date to marry, like, I don't think any question is like off the table. If you're like dating to marry, like, if you're gonna marry this person, like, you're gonna talk about it. So if you're like going on a date, a first date, to like get to know people and wanting to like be with them, like actually be with them, then I don't think any question is too deep. Like, I would answer any of these on a first date. I think they're good questions, and I hope you were thinking of your answers along with me while we were doing this. So if you wanted to answer any of them in the comments, I will read them. I will read all the comments on this video, and maybe you had some of the same kind of answers as me. Let me know. But yeah, I'm doing this same podcast episode, but on my ASMR channel as well. So if you, on my ASMR podcast channel, I have an ASMR channel too. So I'm gonna do this on my Jennaize ASMR podcast channel. I'm talking about it like I'm just posting this to YouTube. So also on the Spotify and the Apple Podcasts, I'm going to post it. So if you would want to watch this in ASMR, even though you already watched all the way through, but that would be for sleep or just for relaxing. We're gonna do some whispering. So if you want to listen again, I'm gonna try to say the same exact things, try to make it the same, but we'll see. Maybe I'll say a little different things. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have the same answers, but I guess I'm just gonna word it in a different way than I did in this, because I can't say all the same things twice in the same exact way. So if you want to watch that, go watch that. So yeah, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're, I don't know what the other ones are, I have to look into it. Spotify and Apple, I think you follow the Spotify podcast. I don't know what Google does, I don't know. Or Apple. Am I saying Google? No, Apple Podcasts. Have I been saying Google this whole time? Or have I been saying Apple? Maybe I've been saying Google Podcasts. No, I think I've been saying Apple. If I've been saying Google, I'm sorry, it's Apple. Anyway, follow whatever you do on those, do it. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.